Hey guys, Bird Dog here. Been away for the last 5 days or so, so I do apologize for that. Had some stuff going on that I had to take care of, and just haven't been able to post for the last 5 days or so. So I'm back, and we are going to do a little bit of a MLB Roundup. So some of the things that I've not been able to talk about or post about that have kind of gone on over the last 5 days or so. The biggest topic being, we're going to dive right into it, is Giancarlo Stanton. Where the hell is Giancarlo Stanton going to end up? I think that's the question that everybody is kind of asking right now. Over the last couple days, there's been a lot of rumors flying around about teams making formal offers for Gio. We do know that the San Francisco Giants have made a trade proposal to the Miami Marlins, and then we also heard that the St. Louis Cardinals have done the exact same thing. So we know for a fact that there is two trade offers on the table for Giancarlo Stanton. Now we also know there's a couple other players out there that are really interested in Giancarlo Stanton. We know that the LA Dodgers are going to be involved. We know that the Boston Red Sox are going to be involved. Now, when I think about where Giancarlo Stanton is going to end up, my true gut feeling is that he's going to end up a San Francisco Giant for one of many different reasons. First off, he gets to pick where he goes. I really think that he's going to end up on the West Coast, and I think it's going to be the San Francisco Giants. I also think San Francisco has the best opportunity to put together a fantastic package for the Marlins in return. Not saying that St. Louis doesn't have the prospects to put together a fantastic package, but I just think San Francisco has the attractability as a trade partner right now. They have a lot of players on the roster that they can trade that bring some value, like a Joe Panic or a Brandon Belt. They also have a ton of top prospects, Arroyo being the biggest one, I think. So I'm thinking he's going to end up in San Francisco. I don't know what anyone else thinks, but I think that the rumor mill is starting to get moving. The heat is starting to get going on Giancarlo Stanton. I think he's going to be the first major domino in this MLB offseason. As you can see, it's American Thanksgiving tomorrow, and there hasn't been any trades of significance or any signings whatsoever that aren't minor league signings. So I think people are waiting to see where Giancarlo Stanton ends up before they start shipping money off to the Hosmers and the JD Martinez's of the world. So Geo Watch is in effect, and we will keep this our eye on it day to day and see kind of what happens. Next thing, Ian Kinsler getting a lot of trade interest. The Tigers are obviously in full rebuild mode. They're looking to dish off as many roster players as they can if it's going to bring them back a prospect or a couple. Ian Kinsler's one name that I think everyone expects to be moved this offseason. The two teams that have come up in the media as being extremely interested in Ian's services are the Anaheim Angels and the New York Mets. I think both of those teams are great fits for Kinsler. I know that the Tigers are extremely interested in the farm system of the Mets. I'm not quite sure what Anaheim has to offer, but I do think that Kinsler, 1 year left on his deal, $11 million, can bring you back a couple pretty decent prospects. Not your A prospects, but maybe a B and a D type of prospect. And I think that the better trade partner on that aspect of things is going to be the Mets. But don't rule out a team like Toronto, who is really in need of a second baseman. Devin Travis is a Band-Aid, so you're looking for a stopgap there until some of the kids can come up. So I think Kinsler to Toronto is also a grave possibility. So keep your eye on the trade market for Kinsler, and I'll keep giving updates as I get them myself. Milwaukee, as I kind of predicted in my pre-off season predictions, that the Milwaukee Brewers were going to be a player for Jake Arrieta. It was in one of my bold predictions that I actually think that he will sign with Milwaukee. Do I still think that? I don't know, but I know that Milwaukee needs starting pitching, and I know that they're now openly talking to Jake Arrieta's team about coming to Miller Park and pitching for the Milwaukee Brewers. I think it's a fantastic idea for Milwaukee to invest their money in a guy like Jake Arrieta. Will Jake Arrieta bite on a city like Milwaukee after playing in Chicago for so long? I'm not quite sure. His market really hasn't formed yet. I know there's going to be a lot of teams that are interested. The Cardinals, the Rangers, to name a couple. Falling down here. So we'll see where that kind of plays out. But the first name in the Jake Arrieta sweepstakes is the Milwaukee Brewers. Not a shock to me at all. Also, some rumors floating around this weekend is that Toronto is extremely interested in Lorenzo Cain. Weird, another one of my bold predictions. I see this being a smart move for Toronto, but I still don't know if Toronto's going to open their pocketbooks for a guy like Lorenzo Cain. They need to sign a guy like Lorenzo Cain. I think a tandem of signing a Lorenzo Cain and a John Jay would be a great idea. If you want to go the Jay Bruce route, I'm okay with it as long as you get a Lorenzo Cain. But I think if Toronto is actually indeed talking to Lorenzo Cain's camp, I think that's a thumbs up for Toronto, and they should continue to pursue that. So the rumor mill is swirling a little bit about Lorenzo Cain talking to the Jays and vice versa. Let's hope that's true. And then Shohei Ohtani, I still don't know how to pronounce his goddamn name. He's coming to the MLB, so that's good. His agent says he'll probably sign before Christmas. I still think it's going to be the Yankees, but I do have a list of some other teams that I think that could be potential players when it comes to Ohtani coming to the MLB. Obviously, like I said, Yankees are my number one. Okay, number two, San Francisco Giants. Okay, San Francisco Giants need better pitching than they got last year. They have some tradable guys that they can get rid of for some prospects back. Samardzija, the Shark, Johnny Cueto, Dredge Boy. They could trade. Those guys could be used as trade pieces and bring in Ohtani. I think that would be a wise decision if they tried. The LA Dodgers are still going to be a player when it comes to Ohtani. Two sleepers: Seattle Mariners, Toronto Blue Jays. Okay. I think that both of these teams have the cultural aspect that would be attractive to Ohtani. So I think that those two teams are dark horses. Now, there was not a team that scouted Ohtani more than the Toronto Blue Jays during last season. So that's something to look into. Is he interested in coming to a city like Toronto? I wouldn't be surprised. I still think the Yankees are the far away leader in the Ohtani sweepstakes, but now that he's been posted and he's going to be coming to the MLB, it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up. And I do think that these other teams will be players in the sweepstakes. And last but not least, just a little side note, looks like John Jay is in deep discussion with the Seattle Mariners. Decent fit there. They are losing Jarrod Dyson. He's a bit of a step up from Jarrod Dyson. He can do a little bit more than run. So I think that would be a pretty decent signing for Seattle if they can get that in there. But yeah, that's all I got over the last couple days. Those are kind of the hot topics when it comes to the MLB. So other than that, I go.